But regardless, back over home in my Prius, I've been to Mount Victory on my test drive after my battery issue. I'm sure if there's something wrong with the car, it'll throw you a code and tell you. And that's initially what happened here. And we drove the car, bought it new, and it didn't give us the first hiccup. All we did was drive it for 14 years, and then it got sluggish and wouldn't start, and it said it was pretty erratic what happened. But I figured that little battery was dead, the 12 volt battery that people were replacing after 6 years. So mine was 14 years old, and so you can see I don't have any codes. I just took the seatbelt off. Averaging north of 50 miles per gallon, 50 some miles per gallon. The new ones are getting 70. This is a 14-year-old car, so they have a better battery now for the hybrid if I was to replace my hybrid battery, which would cost as much as the car. I just turned it off, but at 116,700 miles. I thought Harlow would be over here to say hi. So I bucked a pretty good wind coming back, and in here, here's Harlow. Hi, buddy. Here's the old battery over here. So I changed out the original. It's a Yusha. It has these stupid little terminals on it. They were 200 some bucks, and I think now they're 300. And the yellow top Optima's going to be in the $300 range. And I do not like or want to buy a spiral Optima battery, yellow or red top. And I bought a Rural King battery. A battery where if my battery goes bad, I can find another one. Rural King doesn't sell a Prius battery. This is a non-spillable battery, a $300 battery. This is a $59 battery. Group 35, which I consider a much better battery, a upgrade. But no one on YouTube's doing this, and I was very intimidated, and I had a lot of anxiety with my automobile being an electric hybrid car was broke down. And but my one YouTube acquaintance, Victor Sane from Sane Auto, talked about bus bars, and talks a lot about Prius. Just he would rather talk about transmissions, but there's a Prius in every family, so this any kind of maintenance in here's you're talking $500, and they would like to get $2,000 every time you take your car to a garage. So anyway, like this battery being $59, there's 5 $60 batteries and one $300 battery. So I can buy 5 of these batteries for the cost of one of those other dinky ones, and I consider this an upgrade. This is my vent. This is the hold down. I did add a longer bolt here, and I moved this bolt to the back and screwed the mount on down, moved it over, but I did reuse this original hold down, and it has the sensor on here for your battery current sensor. And then anytime I need to unhook the negative cable, this will have all the carpet on it. I come over, I undo the strap. The cable and the ends were 20 bucks. Yeah, altogether. But if that ever needs to be replaced, I can go to any store and buy a battery. I'm not going to have a hard time obtaining it. These are the original bus bars that were corroded. There's 26 of them, I think it says, or 25. These are like Legos, a tid for a tad, like maybe a dozen or so cells. These are vent tubes. These are the last year they had the vent tubes. This all has covers upon covers and covers that go over top of this. I haven't started to put it back together, but there's the corroded bus bars that come off of that. And what happened was the car got like sick. It was throwing all kind of codes up there like it was drunk. And so I replaced this battery. And that's what happens. I was seeing ads in the paper where, or the Craigslist type of ads, where people had the Prius batteries. There's $300 ones for $100 used, and it said they replaced the battery and the car had more problems. But when you replace the 12-volt battery, then you find out, at least in my case, it said check hybrid system. I had they call it a triangle of death. It's just this little triangle, so that's a pretty severe term. And luckily, I had my spare car, or I'd have really had anxiety. And but the triangle comes on, and then a square one pops up and says check hybrid system. And then you unhook the ground strap and maybe pull this plug and another plug in the fuel box or fuse box. You can even do that. They say wait 10 minutes and then plug it back in and it goes away. But then the code would pop back up by the time I got out to the end of the driveway. And I had been wanting to do that for a while anyway, these bus bars. These were $10. They were actually only $8, I think. And so I wanted to get in here because I thought this was full of dog hair. This is my dog hauler, but none of that happened in here. It was clean. And I checked all the cells and they all matched 8.1 volts after I pulled all the bus bars out and replaced the bus bars, put it all back in, and I think about right away I've never seen that box that says check hybrid system again. And so I've just made a trip up to Mount Victory and back 60 miles, and I have my car back, I'm pretty sure, on pretty minimal on the cost of the fix too. And that's what a new hybrid battery is, even much better than this battery, and can get you 70 miles to the gallon. And I did use the Wagner steam cleaner, unbolted this from the unit and then took it apart, split it in half, and cleaned the layer of dust that was in that bird cage. And I see them replacing this unit here. I'm not sure what that's for. And then these are Panasonic that plug in, just have something to do. They're 2 lugs with the high voltage cables. And I'll get that all covered up again. And then I won't have much to show there in the video, but here I left it uncovered for the time being. They show people that do this all the time and they remove it and reinstall it in 40 minutes. I think that's with the trim and everything. And it was very straightforward. When you Google the weight, it says it weighs 100 and some pounds, but there's no way it weighs that. It is heavy, something in the 40-pound range is what I'm guessing. So yeah, it's pretty good lift for one guy. They recommend 2 people. I can see why, but over here alone, I was pretty intimidated, especially when I did this change over here that I hadn't seen done on there. And none of the Prius forums talk about it, but that's what they should be doing, because they can have these batteries. I want no part of that for $300. No part of it. And have my Prius back and running over here to 36.99 range, free of all codes, and doing north of 50 miles per gallon. Thanks for watching.